Hi there. In this video we will be taking a look at this LogiLink M.2 NGFF to SATA adapter. It can basically take this SATA, so this is not NVMe, it is SATA. It has the M.2 NGFF form factor, but the protocol that it supports is SATA, not NVMe. So, to make that clear. And it will transform this into a regular 2.5-inch SSD because I basically have absolutely nothing to do with this in my computers at the moment. None of them support something like this, but I can use this with an external adapter to transfer data from one computer to the other and use it as an external drive basically. So let's do that. And I could have actually bought an adapter that transforms this into a USB thumb drive. Those also exist, but this was refurbished, extremely cheap. Yeah, a USB adapter would have been about 3 times more expensive, and in the end for me it would do exactly the same thing, so no point in getting that. Let's open the box and see what we have in here. This is what's inside the box. Put it aside. A manual, this, and screwdriver to open it up. And yes, again, this was refurbished. So basically somebody probably just transferred some data from a drive and then sent it back to the store that he or she bought it from. So we are not the first to be going into this thing, but being the first is anyway overrated. So in theory we should open it up, but I'm not even sure how this opens up. Do we have some screws somewhere? Anywhere? Do we actually need a manual to get this opened up? Or they failed to put the screws in here? Sneaky. So you literally need to pry this thing apart. This is basically, I think, hey, how are you actually? Like this? No, not like this, like this. Come on, camera, focus. So it's basically like this, with this particular cover on top of it. And there's no easy way to do this. You poke around the edges until you get it apart. That's a bit how you're doing, and I don't give you any better instructions than to pry it apart. And as you can see, right in there and in there, there are some sharp metal protrusions. Camera focus, please. These ones, here, here, if camera would focus, that will actually scratch the hell out of this edge while getting out. So there's no easy way to do this. You need to do it. Just blow around on this to make sure no metal remains, because you will get pieces of metal when prying this apart. Yes, I am missing the screw. Thank you, guy or girl that bought this before me and didn't put that back. That's not nice, but at least we have the screw to attach the SSD, and that's the only important one, because this case stays really well together even without the security screw on the side, so I don't care about that. Let's open up the little screw right here with this screwdriver and get ready to put in our little SSD. Wait a second, they didn't even include the screw that was supposed to be used here. This screw just holds the spacer, this one, the gold one, when you move it from one hole to the other. But another screw comes from the top and holds the SSD in. So 2 screws are missing from this. I'll be contacted the company that sold me this because it's not complete and it doesn't say anywhere that it's not complete. Luckily I have those screws, so I'm okay, but still annoys me. Luckily I keep all my screws, so this black one right here will be useful. I need to get it out and use it in there to hold this thing in place. And this we just slide in there in a moment. I cannot do it with my left hand at all. Getting ready to put this in there. Make sure again there are no specks of metal from opening up this thing. That would be really bad. And push this in there. Let me see how I can hold this while pushing it. It's not good. Get ready to put this in there. Make sure there are no specks of metal anywhere. That would be quite bad. This needs to go in there like so, but for me it's gonna be extremely hard to also film and show you at the same time, because as always I don't have my tripod with me. Okay, it went in. Now the only thing left to do is push it here, make sure it's all the way in, align it and put in the screw. As you can see, this little thing right here is moving a little bit, and it will allow us to align it. So now I need to get this out, the black one, and screw it in there. No, literally the guy that brought that back did a really bad thing, because as you can see, the screw from the other side is too long. So most likely from this side it had a really short screw and he mixed them up, and the longer one actually should be from the top, because this one, although it's quite short, still too long. So I'm going to try in my pile of random screws and find even a shorter one, but my chances are really slim. Let me go and see what I can get. After searching for about half an hour through all the screws that I have from tiny devices that I've opened up, managed to find that little black guy that actually works. On the back of it is the original silver one. Those were no good. And now I'm going to do some makeshift thermal pads from some transistor pads. I think they were used. They are silicone, they are conductive, thermally conductive. I'm going to put between them and this a bit of MX4. I barely have any of this also, as you can see, just in the tip. Anyway, I'm going to try and do something to help with the heat, and the fact that this is not at the same level, not all the chips are on the same level, doesn't help either. So in some areas I will put 2 thermal pads, one on top of the other, and in others only one, to try and get at the same level and be done with it. Normally this should have a thermal pad that's really squishy. Doesn't have any, so I'm doing what I can. Well, I guess it's something. Let's drop this, or actually drop the cover onto it, making sure that pin right there aligns with this hole right here, and we should be good to go. I hope you can see the thermal pads deep in there. They are doing the job, not looking nice, but hopefully working well. That's the intention. Next step, just put this on top of that, and honestly I don't like the fact that the only thing keeping this PCB in place are the plastic tabs in these cutouts in the metal. It's really how you're doing, but hopefully I will put it to good use, even as weak as it's built. We'll see. And it's closed up. It clipped nicely in place. Found a screw even for this hole, although it's white, but doesn't really matter. not poking out, so it's doing a perfect job. Seems to stay well in place. Obviously it's light as a feather. Let's connect it to the laptop and hope that it is recognized and all is well. Okay, we have this connected to the adapter. This is how I intend to use it. I have this adapter that I'm not using. So now they go together. I don't even think I show you the model. AD0019V2. Let's connect it. And it's showing up exactly as expected. Let's drag something on it. Did it already copy? Yeah, it already copied. So yeah, seems to be working. I'm not going to do a speed test or anything like that because the speed is limited by the SATA protocol of this SSD. This is just a dumb case converting SATA to SATA. Yes, and I'm again converting it to USB. That's separate. This basically just makes some electrical connections between an M.2 SATA and a normal laptop SATA port. So yeah, that's about it. If you need, where is the English one? Right here. Need to read the info. Let me put my finger onto that. So yeah, that's about it. As you can see, it accepts any size of M.2 NGFF SATA disks, both keys, B and M. No drivers required, nothing like that. Fully working. Mine was missing a few screws, thanks to the guy that bought it before me, but managed to solve the issue. So we have a fully working 2.5-inch SSD at this point. That's about it, yeah, once again. So hope this video helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.